city had directed contractors to reinstate Sikh security guards who lost their work due to clean shaven rule. That is what's made the headlines, as security guards who were required to wear N95 masks in shelter settings during COVID-19 outbreak during the pandemic. Many of them lost their jobs, or they were positioned in other positions for security, in other work for security, where they say the pay was lower. The City of Toronto is now trying to make amends, as they're directing that its contractors that had been reposted to be reinstated, any security guard who lost their job because they were required to shave their beards in order to wear N95 masks. When it became a rule to shave your beard, that's something that people of Sikh faith, men, cannot do. They cannot shave their beard or cut it. And for those reasons, they were either let go or put into other positions. And the directive has now come after a complaint led by the World Sikh Organization, also known as WSO, that security guard contractors for the city were not accommodating employees who had facial hair for religious reasons and cannot wear N95 masks. These security guards were required to wear the N95 masks when they were working in the city's homeless shelters when it came during the pandemic and the outbreak, according to public health requirements. And on a news release that was put out by the city, they said, here is a statement that they put out saying the city has directed these contractors to accommodate their employees who have requested religious exemptions and to reinstate any employee whose employment was terminated immediately. And this was put out, and it follows to say, as a part of its investigation, the city will be looking at its legal options up to and including terminating the contracts of any contractor found to be violating of city policy and human rights legislation. This comes after it was raised. Now, a lot of people are wondering why did this didn't come out earlier during the pandemic when people of Sikh faith lost their job or they were positioned in other employment throughout the city that paid less than those other areas. That's to be known, but the organization, WSO, called on the City of Toronto to compensate and order its contractors to reinstate about 100 bearded Sikh guards who lost their job due to this requirement during the pandemic. And then actually a lawyer from WSO has made rounds today. His name is Balpreet Singh. He is the lawyer of the organization, and he says that the Toronto rules feels particularly discriminatory because this policy is being brought in while almost all other pandemic restrictions have been dropped in Ontario, including most mask mandates. He put out a statement saying these security guards have served at the height of the pandemic without these rules and where things were at its worst. But now when you know vaccines are very common and things are opening up, they're being told, no, you can't serve here because you've got a beard. Singh, the lawyer, he also repeatedly contacted the city and council members. He said he sent official letters to the city on June 7th to work with its security contractors to find a solution.